In 1901, sponge divers working off the Greek island of Antikythera discovered something in an ancient shipwreck that should not exist. A corroded bronze mechanism with gears so complex, nothing like it would be seen again until the 14th century. This 2,000-year-old machine could predict eclipses, track planetary movements, and calculate the timing of Olympic Games. The problem? The ancient Greeks weren't supposed to have this knowledge. Nobody can explain how they built it. The Mediterranean Sea has been hiding this secret for over 2,000 years. In October 1901, Captain Dimitrios Kondos and his crew of sponge divers from Sami Island were working at a depth of 45 meters off Point Glyphadia when they stumbled upon the wreck of an ancient Roman cargo ship. What they found would challenge everything we thought we knew about ancient technology. Among the marble statues, bronze artifacts, pottery, and jewelry scattered across the seafloor. The divers discovered what looked like corroded rocks. But when Greek archaeologist Valerios Stais examined these fragments at the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, in 1902 he noticed something impossible: gear wheels embedded in the bronze. The Antikythera mechanism, as it came to be known, had been sitting on the ocean floor for nearly 2 millennia, waiting to rewrite history. The Antikythera mechanism is real. It's been examined by archaeologists, computer scientists, and mechanical engineers from around the world. What they found defied explanation. This wasn't just any ancient artifact. The mechanism contained at least 37 meshing bronze gears, with teeth cut to a precision that wouldn't be matched until the development of clockwork in medieval Europe. But this device was built around 100 BCE, over 1,000 years before such technology was supposed to exist. The fragments revealed inscriptions in ancient Greek, astronomical symbols, and a complexity that suggested this was far more than a simple calculating device. X-ray imaging in the 1970s and 1990s revealed the mechanism's true purpose. It was an astronomical calculator capable of tracking celestial movements with remarkable accuracy. The front dial displayed the positions of the Sun, Moon, and 5 known planets using colored balls and pointers. A half-silvered ball showed lunar phases in real time. The back contained spiral dials that predicted eclipses over the 223-month Saros cycle and tracked the 19-year Metonic cycle used to regulate Greek calendars. But here's what made scientists around the world pay attention. This ancient Greek computer could also calculate the 4-year cycle of Olympic Games and other Panhellenic festivals. In 2006, an international team led by Cardiff University's Mike Edmonds used advanced CT scanning to peer inside the corroded bronze. What they discovered was staggering. This ancient Greek computer used sophisticated epicyclic gearing to model the irregular motions of celestial bodies. The mechanism tracked planetary retrograde loops, predicted lunar and solar eclipses decades in advance, and calculated astronomical cycles with mathematical precision that rivals modern computers. It contained differential gear systems that wouldn't be reinvented until the 16th century. Here are the 2 impossible facts that have historians baffled. First, the ancient Greeks of 100 BCE weren't supposed to have the mechanical engineering knowledge to create interlocking gear systems of this complexity. Second, the astronomical calculations required to build such a device demanded mathematical understanding that historians believed didn't exist until much later. The mechanism doesn't just track celestial movements, it models them. Someone in ancient Greece possessed not just theoretical astronomical knowledge, but the engineering skills to translate complex mathematical relationships into working bronze machinery. The mechanism doesn't exist in isolation. It's the product of a sophisticated scientific tradition that we're only beginning to understand. Ancient Greek astronomers like Hipparchus had developed remarkably accurate models of celestial movements. They understood that the moon's orbit was elliptical, not circular. They could predict eclipses and track planetary cycles with mathematical precision. But here's what makes the Antikythera mechanism so extraordinary. It took this theoretical knowledge and transformed it into a working mechanical computer. The inscriptions on the mechanism reference astronomical cycles known to scholars like Hipparchus and Apollonius. But the leap from theoretical astronomy to mechanical computation represents a technological sophistication that historians struggle to explain. The device used over 30 bronze gears, driven by a hand crank, incorporating advanced epicyclic gearing to account for anomalies like the moon's elliptical orbit. This level of mechanical sophistication wouldn't appear in Europe again until medieval clockmakers developed similar technology over a millennium later. In 2021, researchers at University College London made a discovery that changed everything we thought we knew about the Antikythera mechanism. Led by mechanical engineer Tony Freeth, the UCL team used advanced imaging techniques to create the first complete digital reconstruction of the device. What they found was even more sophisticated than anyone had imagined. The team discovered that the ancient Greeks had solved one of the most complex problems in mechanical engineering: how to represent the irregular motion of planets using circular gears. Their solution involved nested tubes and epicyclic mechanisms that created the variable motion needed to track planetary movements accurately. The UCL reconstruction revealed that the mechanism didn't just predict celestial events, it displayed them in real time. The front face showed a working model of the cosmos, with the sun, moon, and planets moving through the zodiac at their correct relative speeds. And here's what made the scientific world take notice. The mechanism's calculations were so precise that it could predict eclipses, planetary positions, and lunar phases decades into the future with accuracy that wouldn't be matched again until the development of modern astronomy. In fairness, not everyone agrees that the Antikythera mechanism represents impossible ancient technology. Some historians argue that we've simply underestimated ancient Greek capabilities. They point to other examples of sophisticated ancient engineering: the Pantheon's concrete dome, Roman aqueduct systems, and the precision of Greek temple construction. The mechanism, they suggest, represents the pinnacle of ancient Greek craftsmanship rather than impossible technology. Perhaps we've lost knowledge that was once common among skilled artisans of the ancient world. These are fair points, and this is what makes the Antikythera mechanism so fascinating. It's not a clear-cut case of impossible technology, but rather a window into capabilities we didn't know the ancient world possessed. Because here's what the skeptics struggle to explain. If the ancient Greeks possessed this level of technological sophistication, where are the other examples? The Antikythera mechanism remains unique. No other device of comparable complexity has been found from the ancient world. No ancient texts describe the construction of such machines. No archaeological evidence suggests widespread production of mechanical computers in ancient Greece. The mechanism appears to be a one-off creation, perhaps built by a single genius craftsman whose knowledge died with him. This isolation makes it even more mysterious. How did ancient Greek civilization produce something so advanced, then seemingly forget how to build it? Modern attempts to reconstruct the mechanism using ancient techniques have proven incredibly difficult. Even with our understanding of the device's function, recreating its precision using Bronze Age tools remains a formidable challenge. The Antikythera mechanism stands as proof that the ancient world was far more sophisticated than we imagined. It's a 2,000-year-old computer that shouldn't exist, built by people who weren't supposed to have the knowledge to create it. And after more than a century of study, nobody can fully explain how they did it.